快点啊！入嚟啊！你冇魔防噶咯喎！嗯。就係問唔到佢喎，你個藍紅先喎，所以我集中幫你補咗血先。我再祝福你。係。哎呀，啊係喎，因為未有喎。好啦。見到啊。好，所以。喂，屌點解啊？我唔係冇，俾你招先。好。耶！哦，講啊！嗱聲對冧佢，嗱聲對冧。好，睇下有冇故事先。好，非常好。咁得嚟死可以死啊！我諗佢咧係等緊啊，係。佢不省人事喎。咦？咁即係話我要打埋隻 Alice 得啦。咦？哦，係喎，冇血啫嘛，之前。好。
My time is done. But you, your source burns so bright I'm all but blinded by it. Be wise and true, Godwoken. I am no hero, but wisdom and truth. These are values I've always believed in.
Dallas groans in pain.
I have failed. The future of all that is rests on your shoulders.
Here we stand, once more on the cusp of divinity. But this cup, so long thirsted for, all my life has been a lead-up to this. To be the King of Kings. God, I will not say it was in vain, but I will say it was vanity. If I were to chance upon my throne right now, I would sit down beside it, cast my glance to the horizon, and think of worthier things. I'd think of Sadher, I'd think of my children, their joyous dance, and of course I'd think of you, of the adventures we had, of our unlikely, yes, I'd sit there, thoroughly contented, and wait for you to ascend the throne.
二話不說地 dismiss 嘅話，我 feel 到係。嗯。
I know.
A mischievous smile.
But I do have to add, likewise.
Yes. Is it? I can hardly believe it.
She casts her gaze around the crypt in awe.
係喎係喎，係啊！呢個係致盲嚟嘅。
After everything we've been through, after everything we've seen, here we are. Here I am. And now that I see godhood before me, Chief, you need to ascend. There's no one I would trust with this responsibility but you. I know you'll do what needs to be done, what ought to be done. And I know you'll do it with style.
Her eyes flash and sparkle with tears. She quickly wipes them away and feigns kicking you down a road.
Back at you, Chief. Always.
Oh.
Now go on. Shoot. You've got business to attend to.
Lucy.
You think back on your journey here, on all that you have seen and done. You think of the Magisters and the sorcerers they hunted, and of the good and the evil on both sides. You think of how the Eternals came as Voidwoken to reclaim their stolen world. You look at the source around you. The power is immense. You think of what you could do with such power. The rights you'd wrong, the wars you'd win. You marvel at your journey and how it has changed you. You think of those you left behind, and of those you met along the way, who stood by you or against you. It's time to choose your fate, and the fate of all you hold dear. What shall it be? Shall you be divine?
係啊。你係接受定唔接受啊？我覺得一致啲好啲，就啦咁樣。
The world fades and twists and mutates. You're in the Hall of Echoes now. It reshapes itself around you. Those who stood with you or at this is where you shall decide once and for all.
咁得意？
The Godwoken may die here.
咁得意？咁玩？哦，所以而家就係話睇下邊一個啦。哦 ，OK，係點睇先？我就諗緊啊，嗰陣時咪話神願唔係就係呢個啫咩？咦，點解我又可以撳嘅？咁咪試下撳下咯。 應該係你㗎，因為你可以扣成8000幾1萬啦。我咪做咗5、6千血。咦？個portal嘅傳送門喎。portal嘅係咪真係可以出去？呢有幾個 portal 嘅喎，有2個 portal 嘅喎。咦？但係點解你隻熊會係唔係滿血嘅？哦，啊，哇！我都冇遠距離攻擊嘅嘢嘅呢隻，行完就得個符。好，我之後行嘅啫喎。啊！幾得意喎！有個位可以入去，咦？可以去portal嘅咩？嗯，係咯。嗰呢隻紅龍，我都係幅地圖大啫。因為佢高佢嗰啲高高低低，搞到你睇落去高咗係嘛？遠咗啲啊！因為你發覺到佢行嗰啲米數好似短咗嘛。嗯，頭先我個星期行嘅時候都係，嗰2米咁短嘅啫咩？嗯。見到。 係喎，咁得意嘅。好。爭奪，我想如果4條友講，咪即係4條友互抽。哦，我冇加任何嘢啊。咦，但係唔係啊，都係你先啦。頭先有我先咩？係咯，頭先我都見到係我先，跟住之後先咗你隻藍龍，跟住佢，咦？跟住佢而家又逆翻落去，冇咗條龍仔之後，佢又調翻落去喎，佢搞笑喎佢。 咩啊？企喺後面，梗係啦，繼續翻後面，梗係啦，望咗個地形先噶嘛。係啊，我見唔到，係啊，係喎。即係悶啲啊！係咧，我冇嘢可以掉得到，我冇嘢可以掉，我冇嘢可以掉得到。因為我仲有啲 curse fire， 喂，點解好奇怪嘅？平時啲 curse fire 冇回合嘅喎，呢個 curse fire 係有回合嘅喎，即係個地下嗰啲啊，係咯，屌人哋嗰啲 NPC 即係嗰啲桶嗰啲咧。係咯，屌！好，完。哇 ，action point 啫！你知我呢隻，你知我呢兩隻嘢好鬼食 action point 㗎啦。閒閒地又話5點，我心諗佢補4點。 喂，搞錯啊！哦，你翻嚟排咗，係啊，係冇錯，梗係呢，等下先。哇！個圖，屌又係嗰句，夠點數咯，屌又係嗰句，屌唔夠點數咯，屌！啦，係咁，都唔夠佢嚟。我都行咗出嚟咯，已經。你都見到，唉，唉，講呢啲，唉。冇事嘅咁啊！哦，真係搞笑，得啊！又係啦，唔過，好㗎啦，係咁多㗎啦。所以我覺得呢隻 game 個法師真係廢到無論，即係佢特登 set 到啲嘢咧，你係練唔到技，你係發揮唔到作用嘅喎。因為佢至少要出2招先發揮到佢應有嘅作用，但係冇啊，一招跟住吓。咩咁高火礦啊？我冇換嘢啊！呢度我乜都冇做過啊！呢度我真係乜都冇做過啊！我淨係參下自己啫嘛。好，冇啊，一定係你㗎，因為我永遠唔夠輸出㗎。你諗下頭先，如果我2下，嗱，首先一樣嘢，我隻法師先有遠距離。但係我隻法師同你隻弓箭手2個遠距離嘅嗰個攻擊力相差咗，根本上就係5級同1級嘅分別。 跟住之後咧，你仲要係可以一 turn 係可以有2至3個 action， 我得一下咋，我點打？啊！係可以提早咯，即係提早嘅，即係俾你滿咗嗰一 turn 啊嘛。即係點啊？有啲 reset。咁屈機？係咯，喂大佬，我啲魔法一下就下都3 turn、4 turn、5 turn 咁樣先可以再重新做一次嘅喎。咁鬼屈機，即刻可以用翻即係 cool， 即係你 reset 咗嗰啲 cooldown 啊嘛。我法師呢邊咧，只能夠做一樣嘢嘅啫。除咗電嗱，佢屈機嘅。除咗電，你係可以跟地下屬性之外咧，即係我咪有個天賦，咪就話跟地下屬性可以減1點噶嘛。係啦，所以個問題就係話我一係咧，因為我玩電同水啊嘛，但係電係冇嘅，即係咁多個元素裏面都有嘅，毒啊、血啊、毒啊、火啊、冰啊嗰啲全部都有嘅，但係電係冇嘅，因為電係唔會喺地下存在嘅，係啊，但係佢要增加點數咧，佢只能夠係話，例如地下有火，咁我火係嘅咧就可以減1點，水係嘅咧地下要有水，咁我就可以減1點。咁減1點之後咧，咁就有得玩啦，因為我好多招都係2點啊嘛。咁我減1點之後，好多招變咗1點，係啦，咁先有得玩嘅。即係，但係個問題就係話，我亦都會同時間咧。我會受地域限制，因為例如嗰度冇水，拜拜。將所有 LCC 咯，LCC 咯。一係就變 LCC 啊，變咗劈嘢啊，係啊，每個人都成為神諭者嘅時候，就會變 LCC。咩係 LCC？ 請自己睇 Eva。係。咁就可以 Supreme Sacrifice。
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken.
Yeah?
Dallas the Hammer, the secret eternal, purged the Godwoken and used the source to close the veil to the void. The world was saved. Statues in memory of the Godwoken who sacrificed their source were erected all across Rivellon. They would never be forgotten. The half-demon Malady took pity on the soulless, God-woken silent monks and brought them to the Hall of Echoes. There, from the scraps of their souls that remained, she restored them to life. Sorcerers no more, they lived out the rest of their lives, freed of the burden of being the God-woken, freed from the weight of the world. As for me, the God-woken
佢冇死喎。我哋最尾好似冇理佢嘛，係咪咩？
King, I was finally free. To atone for my sins, I spent the rest of my days taking care of the sick and elderly, telling the story of the God-woken, that the world will never forget the greatest heroes Rivellon had ever seen.
我哋 hea 咗佢喺嗰度嘛。係喎。咦？點解咁奇怪嘅？哦。係咯，係咪即係而家要 free？ 係咪即係而家 free to play 定點樣樣啊？得意嘅，喺個船上邊嘅咩料？咁乜 ？Rain。
I always thought that those who resorted to self-sacrifice were lacking in imagination. I must admit, that was rather noble of you.
係喎，個筆記真係好甩廢喎，佢整佢個肺。
Malady stands tall and proud.
Ah, there you are. More than a silent monstrosity, less than a god. In the end, I'm not totally convinced it was worth my while to risk. Where did I go wrong? Ugh, no thank you. I was interested in being owed a favor by a shining new god, not some anything. Never mind.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. Sacrificed.
she looks you up.
I guess this take a moment, why don't you? Relax, enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same. Oh, I don't know. Around and about. Perhaps our paths will cross until we find out. If you'll excuse me.
幫道先。
There's nothing interesting down there.
必要去下層，
Future lies above, not below.
落唔到下層喎。啊 ，Lucy，
You are a very, very, very lucky person. If Malady hadn't restored us, I'd be a drooling monstrosity, but a
What the fuck?
very one.
嗰條佢淨化。哦，因為佢噴火啊，係啊。
Me too. I would have made an awful silent monk. A Losa must sing, and that's that. I don't know if anyone's free of anything. But I'm bloody thrilled to be here now. Just me, myself, and get loot, play loot, get glad. So, Chief, I guess this is it, right? can always come with me. I mean, I'm just saying, if you want. Maybe? I still love you.
As she turns from you, the whites of her eyes darken, the veins in her face go grey, and a wicked smile curls her mouth. Suddenly it's gone again. She winks, and you're left wondering whether you saw anything at all.
See you around.
No more swords, no more powers. Don't worry, darling. I know you have plenty of other qualities. Who knows? A nice cottage someplace quiet, but a girl needs some fun, doesn't she? I hope you won't be a stranger, my dear. I do like to keep in touch with my acquaintances. Reform my ways. How adorable. No.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. She smiles coyly, then
Rồi
steps
dạ.
forward to kiss you. Her mouth meets yours and devours you with predatory abandon. Somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you think you hear her voice.
Something to remember me by, darling.
What the fuck? Mo.
I hope you won't be a stranger, my dear. I do like to keep in touch with my acquaintances.
喺門口啊嘛，喺船頭嗰個副骨啊嘛。
A slight grin crosses the spirit's face.
我爭下小朋友未傾，小朋友。
Are you okay? You don't look okay.
我一開波已經同阿瑪麗迪講咗嘢啦。
Seville's spirit dips her head in. J 下係啊 ，J 下未講。
Without swords to shield it, the barriers between Nemesis and Rivellon weaken. The void may be kept at bay, but the plane of demons is not.
Đó, hay không?
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment, it seems as though she's about to remove it, but instead, she places a hand on your shoulder.
仲可以點啊？哇！比斯特冰王。
His spirit doesn't acknowledge you as you approach.
Hear the wild beast just said, Robert can't take you.
He pauses, then continues to hum. The mistress observes you with unveiled.
Does this look like my workshop? That voice is the only thing that soothes this horrific numbness. It's inside my creation. Do you think that makes perfection?
The eyes of the druid.
We cannot guide you until we are closer. Find where the Empire touched.
好咯，問暈晒啦噃。
The squirrel smile.
There's nothing interesting down there.
上面
What's
Whatever it is, you'll
As she turns from suddenly, it's gone.
see you around.
Losa sings to
Hello?
herself, a small smile about her lips. Losa sings to herself.
So, the world is yours now. I suppose it's time.
Mhm.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does me calling you. I will always be an ally to those that carry swords, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old. I am at the ready.
啊！喺個船頭度，喺個龍頭度啊！琴日佢話我永遠都會由你哋救起我一刻我就一路會支持你哋嗰啲。係啦，冇錯。
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, just as it always did. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command.
準備完畢，我可以去
At
邊啊？
last, the world was at peace.
頭
As
先
the
好似
races
啲
united behind Lucian,
係喎。
Marx remained the center of power. The ancient lizard empire opened its gates. The houses disbanded, and the empire adopted a pluralist quasi-democracy. Anyone could vote
Mega
for whoever
manju
they
ah.
pleased, as long as the House
Oh.
of Shadows approved.
妖
With their queen dead and the Voidwoken gone, the dwarves held the greatest party in the history of dwarfdom. A new king took the throne, the local brewer. 6 days
啲
later,
釀酒商係佢哋嘅
to
皇，
death with a mutton fork.
釀酒商係矮人嘅皇帝。
Lucian made amends to the elves. He gave them lands and vast riches from the coffers of the old divine order. But the elves never forgave him. They would not trust humans again. And in a dark forest on the far side of a desert, well beyond the high seas, the Black Ring came together once more. The island of Fort Joy, the old redoute of the Source King Brachus Rex, was turned over to the people of Driftwood to use as they wished. They turned it into a holiday resort.
我哋真係錯，係咯。
Reaper's Coast prospered. The fisheries returned, and the fertile farmlands produced the greatest harvests the surviving farmers had ever seen. Blood Moon Island became particularly fecund.
梗係啦，
Its soil
我咪攞啲肥，
produced
我咪攞啲屍體爛肉，
A particularly crimson-fleshed orange grown on the island became a delicacy
咪
across
即係
half
所謂嘅
the
血橙
world.
啊！屌你，係咯。咁嗰個地方係咪叫美國啊？
The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still.
呢個係沙地阿拉伯。
Driftwood became a center of industry, trade, and transport.
咩係用核彈救火啊嘛？咩用氫彈救火啊嘛？所謂嘅。
Lohar became mayor, and Brayton Barnes grew rich until, after a public argument over import duties, Barnes died in an accident, buried under several tons of fish,
幾噸魚
and also stabbed in the hand with a gutting knife. Lagan left his over-demanding wife and began a relationship with a local bard. In the spirit of loving generosity, he returned the ring to his now ex-wife. In a fit of rage, she threw it into the sea. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx became a great metropolis, famed for its prosperity, its culture, its diversity, and the willingness of its denizens to stab each other in the back for the slightest advantage. Young Han went into the theatre and became one of the realm's most popular actors.
Oh, 阿僆仔啊，船上面個僆仔。
Almira and Mihaili settled down on the farm. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. She presumed she had them in thrall. The truth was, they just liked her.
Hello?
With no new divine, Malady found herself in a predicament. She had an important problem to solve, but no ally strong enough to call upon, and so her search continued. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard became one of Lucian's most trusted advisors once more. He always knew that something had changed in the divine. He never discovered what that was, or, if he did, he never said a word. With a mind
原來隻白色貓係佢嘅。
Gratiana left the swamps and
有隻白色貓，原來係阿戶嘅。之前話喺個後花園度有隻白色嘅貓嘛。
shelter from fortune hunters, novelty seekers, and ghouls.
係啊，頭先嗰個畫像裏邊有隻白色嘅貓。
Jehan the demon hunter found himself at a loose end.
點解佢呢個 Jehan 同嗰個 Jehan 點解好似兩個人嚟咁樣嘅？個樣係有啲似嘅，但係個身材好似有啲係喎。
With Lucian in power, Sahala took the elves away from the world. They grew strong once more amidst the trees of the regrown home forest. Some say her plans for revenge will bring about the end of days. Some say only Tova, her mother, holds her back. Lucian returned as divine, united the races, and became Lord Emperor of all Rivellon. Only Dallis knew that he was entirely powerless. Dallis and you.
即係成日掛住啦咩？真係上喺度。
The Eternal, now known as Dallis, was a secret advisor to Lucian and to his successors. For eons she would walk in the world, and would outlive the peoples and all, and wander alone amongst the dying stars. The Red Prince came home a hero. With Sada he had more dragons. Soon the prince became emperor, one who would not use his dragons for conquest. His realm knew peace, and the world did not burn. Losa returned to her music, and enjoyed a storied career as Rivellon's premier musician. Dark moods would at times overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And then there was you. You returned to the world as one more human among many. Your future was yours to decide. Did you accept your new status with humanity, or did you rebel? Only you know the truth.
咦，你睇緊藍龍？
Only you know if you atone for your sins.
What the fuck？ 我呢邊都係喎，我呢邊個 Catholic 都係喎。 睇埋即係你已經坐咗上位，我覺得睇咗你坐咗上位之後揀其他答案嗰啲結局就已經夠啦。因為發到應該每邊一個人上到位都應該係一樣嘅啫。睇埋其他嗰幾個揀法咯。你而家係冇晒疏疏。你而家呢個係咩啊？呢個係將即係所有人冇整啲呢個世界再冇疏心啊！係啊。咦？佢會自己彈走咗喎，入過嚟。我會彈走咗嘅。係啊。佢入咗，入返啦，放粗咗啦。嗯。抽完。嗯。1 of 4。係咯。
And so it ended.
係啊。
A tale that began with my own
跟住之後人類嘅內鬥，然後大家都有疏。冇錯。跟住啲人咧就開始concentrate 啲 source， 跟住之後大家你又收集，佢又收集。係啊。然後咪大家鬥多嘅啫嘛，全部人都有咪鬥多。係啊。哦，即係個個都有疏殺，所以而家咧就掉翻高勤啦，但係高勤定啊！你搞掂咗個共同敵人之後，就大家內鬥㗎啦。
The never-ending contest for power continued. As for me, my last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the God-woken failed to seal the veil. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine, in service of the King, until the day I am freed, the day the God King returns.
哦，就係咁啦。跟住去算籌，咯。
Yes and I, Bull. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other. We have a lot of planning to do. Now that there's...
She drums her fingers testily on her crossed up.
All that work, all that effort, tossed into the gutter like a malformed child. Has it taken you this long? Never mind. I'll find another.
She fingers
We've come a long way together. She looks you. I guess this will take a moment. Relax, enjoy. Certainly plan to do the same.
There's nothing interesting down there.
Hey there, Chief. So, a world full of sorcerers. What do you make of it? Well, then perhaps exciting times await. After everything we've seen, I suppose we'll make it out in one. Get loot, play loot. So, Chief, I guess this is it, right? I won't forget you, and you can always come find.
As she turns from me suddenly,
See you.
consider me to be a gift from Malady. My wood was splintered, but my spirit intact. It was a great feat, but given this, I feel better than new. I cannot say whether the future brings peace or pain, but I am at the ready.
You look out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays
Oh,
upon the hills,
you can go on,
as it always do. And with a start, you realize... The world was at peace. At
They were
least
peace
for now.
Okay.
With its significance as the seat of divinity diminished, Arx fell into decline, and within 7 generations had emptied. Few were as prepared for the new world as the lizardkin of the ancient empire. With power spread equally throughout the world, the advantage lay with those who knew how to steal it, and at this the lizards excelled. With their queen dead and the Voidwoken gone, the dwarves held the greatest party in the history of dwarfdom. A new king took the throne, the local brewer. 6 days later, he was stabbed to death with a mutton foot. With their power returned, the elves reclaimed their lands from the death fog and began to rebuild. Soon they would split as 2 factions sought power. One to bring back the trees, the other to bring back the scions. A dwarven joke did the rounds. It ends with the punchline, "So Lucian dropped the death fog on them again." And in a dark forest on the far side of a desert, well beyond the high seas, the Black Ring came together once more. The island of Fort Joy, the old redoubt of the Source King Brachus Rex, was turned over to the people of Driftwood to use as they wished. They turned it into a holiday resort. Reaper's Coast prospered. The fisheries returned, and the fertile farmlands produced the greatest harvests the surviving farmers had ever seen. Blood Moon Island became particularly fecund, its soil producing the greatest crops. A particularly crimson-fleshed orange grown on the island became a delicacy across half the world. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood became a centre of industry, trade and transport. Lohar became mayor, and Brayton Barnes grew rich, until, after a public argument over import duties, Barnes died in an accident, buried under several tons of fish, and also stabbed in the back with a gutting knife. Lagan left his over-demanding wife and began a relationship with a local bard. In the spirit of loving generosity, he returned the ring to his now ex-wife. In a fit of rage, she threw it into the sea. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Millennia later, adventurers would come in search of the legendary divine city of Arx and the crypt of the great Lucian. None would pass the path of blood. Young Han went into the theatre and became one of the realm's most popular actors. Almira and Mihaly settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her. With no new divine, Malady found herself in a predicament. She had an important problem to solve, but no ally strong enough to call upon, and so her search continued. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of and was never seen again. With the source released to the world, Ahu the wizard spent more and more time as a cat. One day he decided he would not change back. With Amadia silent, the priestess Gratiana left the swamps and re-entered the world. With more undead than ever before, she founded an abbey in the Dragonspine Mountains, offering fear. Jehan the demon hunter found himself at a loose end, so he opened a museum of demonic artifacts. After it burned down, with Jehan inside, witnesses claimed that the flames were the color of blood. As the forests grew anew and the elves were equals at last, Sahala shared elven knowledge of source with the world. But some elves disagreed and plotted against her. Chief amongst her opponents was Tova, Sahala's own mother. The Red Prince came home a hero. With Sada, he had more dragons. Soon, Prince became Emperor, one who would not use his dragons for conquest. His realm knew peace, and the world did not burn. Lohse returned to her music and enjoyed a storied career as Rivellon's premier musician. Dark moods would at times overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And then there was you. You returned to the world a sorcerer among many. Your future was yours to decide. Did you accept your new status with humility? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Bison.
And so it ended. A tale that began with my own ill-fated attempt to rid the world of the Godwoken. A new divine rose, a true heir to the Seven, more powerful than ever, and united Rivellon in its battle against the Void. All across the realm he was loved, worshipped and adored. Humans, lizards, elves and dwarves all rallied to his banner. The Great Allegiance stood once more, but the war continued. From the depths of the Void, the God King still sought to return. As for me. My last hope of ever being freed of the God King's terrible tyranny faded when the God-woken claimed divinity. An eternity of pain and suffering is mine. I cling now to the dream that one day the veil will be sealed, that one day I can be freed, that one day a new God-woken will rise.
係㗎。
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship, and I fool your holiness.
She turns to me.
Look at you. Magnificent.
One, two, one.
It gives me almost as much pleasure. I will always. I am absolutely look out to the impossible.
And we'll start. War raged on.
我撳咗啦。
Arx remained the center of power as the races united behind the divine. But the Voidwoken attacks continued as they did elsewhere. Arx would see many more long years of war. The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new divine alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the God King. The empire used the war to expand its territory. With Justinia dead, the Dwarven kingdom descended into chaos. But although they did not join the Divine Alliance, many joined the fight against the Void, and did their people great honor in battle and in death.
終於矮人有啲建樹咯喎，之前
Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new divine. And here, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new divine. Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black fire, the oil there.
即係本來係咁噶啦嘛，已經。
Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine. The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Arx battled on. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. Almira and Mihaili settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her. With a new divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally, but she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Ahu the wizard served the new divine with honor, wisdom, and an at times unnerving feline elegance. The undead priestess Gratiana remained in her sanctuary, happy to wait for the war to pass. She was troubled only by the silence of her goddess. Jehan the demon hunter never stopped hunting for demons.
Okay.
Sahala sought to strengthen the elven alliance with the new divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. The Red Prince was hailed a hero. He married Sada, and they had many more dragons. Soon the prince became the emperor. Faced with dragons, the Void did not gain the upper hand in the empire. Losa returned to her music and enjoyed a storied career as the divine's premier musician. Dark moods would still overtake her, and she would spend long hours walking in the wilds. She always returned with a new song. And what kind of divine led the fight as the world battled on? Did they show mercy or strength? Did they sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did they regret becoming divine? Did they wonder if they should have given their soul and sealed the veil? Only they know the truth. Only they know if they atone for their sins. And then there was you. You returned to the world as a Godwoken who failed to become divine. Did you accept your failure with dignity, or did it destroy you? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
一樣嘅喂，最尾應對咯。好輕描淡寫，好草了事。係喎。係，冇錯，即係一係就唔俾，一係就剝奪晒，呢兩個係最過癮嘅。係喎，好得意㗎！你記唔記得咧？之前咧喺 Nameless Island 嗰度咧，你咪升咗先嘅。你同埋我嗰隻 Lucy 咪先嘅，因意外而撳中。你隻紅龍同我隻 Lucy 都喺 Nameless Island 嗰度升咗先一次㗎嘛，記唔記得啊？Nameless Island 嗰度佢有一次可以成為即係成為神格㗎嘛。係， 你跟住之後佢離咗隊消失咗噶嘛 ？character 係我哋呢個係我哋嗰陣時做嘅嘢啫，但係就係因為忽然之間冇咗個人升咗上神界，我哋先 reload 翻啫嘛。咁佢嗰下升咗上神界嘅係啦，跟住佢咪消失咗咯。跟住我就發覺到一個問題啦。咦？都冇嘢改變過嘅，即係因為咧嗱，你升個佢升咗上神界之後，其實同而家呢個即係同而家呢個結局。哦，係因為 Dallas 喺嗰度服佢哋啊嘛。哦，因為我就有啲奇怪，嗰陣時話升神界嘅時候咧，離咗隊咯喎，跟住我就發覺到一樣嘢啦，係應該有改變嘅咩？跟住之後我就發覺到係冇嘅，然後我就已經估到個最終結局會唔會係做其實成為神都係一樣嘅咧？結果俾我估中咗，嗰個故仔真係冇嘢改變到，就算即係你升咗做你升咗做神係冇影響任何嘢，只不過啲嘢照舊，然後咧佢 run。係啊，係啊，嗰7個都仲要合作，跟住合作完之後仲要搞咗一大鑊粥出嚟，然後俾 Vulcan 走咗出嚟，有資源啊嘛，係啊，即係出現咗個裂縫啊嘛，嗯，咦，哦，換咗 background 喎，咦，係咪因為我撳咗地下城？我頭先撳咗嗰個咩？喺劇情下面咪有另外一個模式嘅，係普通我哋平時揀單人 multiplay single play 嗰度咧嗰度嘅下面有個啊 underground 啊，因為我個 background 係而家轉咗，嗯 Arena Mode 啊，係咪？咯 Arena Mode，但係嗰個係嗰啲咩戰棋嗰啲嚟嘅，係啊，真係棋嚟㗎，我擊過佢咁啊，真係棋，佢最尾。Oh, less 下個禮拜5咯，係啊，等禮拜5話咯。 Company of Hero 3啊。係啦。F 即係咩？地球防衛隊啊 ？F 之前睇人玩過，係啊。係噃。啊！我哋玩咗幾耐啊？望下先。我知，因為你之前有玩啊嘛。30零個鐘。係啊。係佢咁得意㗎 ？Computer game in Explorer mode、Computer game in Classic mode 係兩個同時間完成嘅，搞笑嘅。哦。One of four。我第一。哦，咩話？2月20號係第一次。2月20號係第一次開呢隻 game 出嚟玩嘅。Story 咧，你有冇聲㗎？我係，因為我係啊，嗰陣時係，但我同你仲喺度揀緊角色，因為我 YouTube 有 backup 㗎嘛，因為我個 live 我同時，因為 Twitch 咧佢只會保留1個月嘅啫，咁Facebook 就真係即係 po 出嚟啦，然後YouTube 咧係一路 keep 住有㗎。我揾翻咧我同你揀緊角色嘅嗰個 moment 係2月20號咯，卡而家4月，玩咗2個月，爭10日就2個月，即係玩咗2個半月。哇！呢隻 game 真係抵玩啊！大佬整你百幾蚊玩咗2個幾月。咁上下啦，即係斷斷續續咯。但係但係嗰個斷續唔係爭太遠嘅。啊。係。磨下，跟住我又砌下機啊，買下嘢啊，剩啊，咁又冇玩啦。係咯，係啊， 因為我好驚換完之後佢瓜咗柴啊，所以我堅持砌到有畫面出。我真係開着部機見到個畫面，你知咩啊？我第一次開咧出唔到畫面啊！嗰個我真係呢樣嘢咧，我真係最火滾。呢間廠咧整嗰個機殼咧 OK 嘅，個質素冇乜大問題，但係咧佢出嗰嚿 accessory 咧幾百蚊啊，仲要幾百蚊啊，係好有問題嘅。首先一樣嘢，嗰嚿嘢咧會由於呢嚿打直嘅呢嚿嘢咧，佢原來嗰個 design 咧根本上就冇諗過會承托一嚿重嘅嘢添嘅。即係你特登變咗做 vertical 之後，你諗住佢個承重會多啲啦，係多咗嘅。不過佢個設計係 L 型，而 L 型得嚟咧，佢唔係一個三角形啊，佢只係一個 L 型啊，你明唔明我意思啊？正常應該係三角形，仲有條斜嘅拉嚟拉翻住嗰個重量噶嘛。由於佢冇咗嗰個重量咧，我擺嚿磚落去咧，佢向外，佢 L 字底下嘅嗰條橫線，佢向外屈曲咯。明唔明我意思啊？然後佢影響咗啲乜咧？佢影響咗一樣最重要嘅嘢，所有呢啲咩 display 卡啊，呢啲卡咧，你咪要掹翻住 L 字垂直直線嗰邊嗰個位，其實係有塊 plate 你要上螺絲落去張卡度食死張卡噶嘛，啱唔啱啊？好啦 ，L 字嗰個屏嗰個位，其實係有嗰個卡嘅插槽喺度噶嘛，咁佢一屈曲。嗰條插槽就無啦啦，嗰張卡就無啦啦凌空咗，即係掹起咗啊！因為張卡係掹住咗 L 位直嗰個位啊嘛，但係個插槽係喺佢屈曲咗下面嗰個位噶嘛，然後因為佢屈曲咗咧，佢嗰個插槽咧同嗰張卡咧插唔到落去啊！係啊，佢個 design fail 咗喺呢個地方啊，搞到我琴晚凌晨5點幾，我要 solve 呢樣嘢，我揾咗好耐，點解我着咗機，着到機但係冇畫面，係咪張卡死撚咗咧？然後咧，我即刻睇一睇，唔係啊，嗰個泵有反應，因為個泵有着燈，即係我唔理嗰啲 RGB 啊，個泵有着燈，我摸落去係有反應嘅，啲風扇都轉嘅。跟住之後咧，我就熄晒，即係當然熄機，然之後掹電。去 check 啦，我就望到，咦？點解嗰條插槽，即係我揾嗰個電筒照一照，點解插槽同張卡，我會見到張卡少少嗰啲 contact 位嘅？正常係見唔到噶嘛？佢冇 shot 到啊嘛，係啊，我哋吉大。係啊，我哋格大，真係我哋格大。跟住我點樣？跟住咧，然後咧，我直情咧拆咗嗰張卡啊，嗰個L 字直線嗰度，其實嗰個掹咧拆得落嚟噶嘛。我將個掹拆咗落嚟，我就咁成張卡直接插落條槽度，由得佢攣。跟住我揾個駁翻條 display， 駁翻個 display 線，直接插落張卡度，着機，見到畫面，瞓覺。就係呢樣嘢㗎。啊，本身其實應該佢係要，即係佢冇諗過要承受一個磚頭重量，所以佢彎咗咯。但係個問題係，好多時候你諗，即係包括你在內，你都係咁諗啦。我話變咗嚿磚頭咁重嘅時候，你都即刻問我啦。咁你有冇買到 vertical 嗰個 kit 啊？有咁樣。而家好笑啊！ 而家咧，我插咗落去直嘅嗰塊批咧，我淨係上咗最底嗰兩粒螺絲，拉住張卡，掟住張卡，但係上面最頂嘅嗰兩粒螺絲我唔上落去，因為一上落去咧，佢就升起咗張卡啦已經。好，所以其實呢個係嗰個 accessory 嘅問題嚟㗎，即係嗰個 vertical 嗰個 accessory 嘅問題嚟㗎，佢亂咗。係，因為咧就喺個 L 位最底嗰個位最遠嗰位咧就頂翻起佢，所以咧佢哋咧出過一個叫做我有見過類似嘅嘢嘅，我初頭咧我以為係裝飾嚟嘅，屌原來係真係有實際作用嘅，佢哋買埋晒啲叫做支撐柱啊，係啊。係啊，有個有條支撐柱，嗰條支撐柱咧，官方都有出埋嘅添㗎。我諗啊，嗰條咁嘅柱有咩亂用咧？仆街嚟講明啦，原來真係會亂嘅。但係佢又唔係亂得多喎，佢只係大概亂1mm。但係就係嗰日，但係個問題就係話，因為你垂直嗰度你掹實咗咧。就好似蜘蛛俠咁樣直不甩㗎啦嘛，即係佢蜘蛛俠可以企喺埲牆度，但係望住地下㗎嘛，即係佢可以咁樣打直㗎嘛。對唔住，佢係唔得㗎咯。我如果將張卡所有即係垂直嗰邊嘅位嘅螺絲全部上晒，兼上埋落去嗰個 vertical 嗰個 kit 裏面嗰度嘅話咧，成張卡咧係真係。夠即係嗰啲螺絲係夠力掹住張卡，好似蜘蛛俠咁打直嘅。但係個問題咧，但係個問題咧，佢下面嘅嗰個，因為大概佢始終有個重量喺下面噶嘛，佢 L 字佢食翻住噶嘛。佢下面嘅嗰個咧，又會攣咗喎。因為佢後面咧，嗱，當你嗰樣嘢已經擺咗喺一個平面上面嘅話，然後你喺佢 pat 喺度施壓撳落去嘅話，你點都會係趌起啲噶嘛。就係呢樣嘢啦，因為咧我張卡咧，你記唔記得我張卡後面咪有3條線嘅，要插落去嘅，咪就係插咗落去咯。咁結果咪有道力撳住咗後面咯。然後引申到就係話，明明我 L 字 A 直嗰個位我掹住咗嘅咧，點解我仍然見到前邊係趌起咗，後邊係插咗落去嘅咧？咁即係有啲嘢，叫起咗啦，即係有啲嘢係啊。咁得意？哦，明。我有冇影相咧？我係有影相嘅。即係有一張相咧，就係我令到前邊可以插得到啦，但係佢後面咧就趌起咗。啊！呢一張咧就係真係爭好少嘅啫，你要放大先睇得到嘅。跟住我 signal， 你見到張卡同個插槽個尾嗰度，你會見到少少金色嘅嘢嘅，喺個扣嗰個位。係，好啦，跟住之後經過搞咗一大輪， 其實都可以㗎，其實都可以㗎，爭少即係佢呢度爭少少啦。其實係㗎，都搞笑喎、嗰咩打橫裝？即係頭先？咩啊？我而家唔係啊，我而家係啊啱嗰度，仍然係喺 vertical mount 嗰度。養啊？生㗎？我劏咗嘅，劏咗幾多擺唔得耐啦。佢除咗有個雪房啦。我嗰啲啊，幾兒時嘅嗰句屋企，不過叫個公司啊。公司是我家啊，真係。好。嗯。 啱 send 咗張相俾你，係而家我後面A 同掹住個即係張 display 卡嗰個掹住個機殼，我淨係上咗2粒螺絲啫，頂嗰粒螺絲我係冇上到嘅，都唔係上死添啊！第2粒螺絲，即係上咗幾圈，唔係嗰個又會翹起咗㗎啦。屌，我唔會，我純粹係掹住嘅啫，即係點樣講咧？因為佢重，佢會左右搖擺，而我上呢2粒螺絲嘅重點就係佢好似喺個巴士上面嗰度扶住個扶手咁樣嘅啫，咁佢唔會左右搖擺就 OK 㗎啦。我粒螺絲係上咗2個圈嘅咋，我唔係上晒入去㗎，因為一上晒入去佢後面成塊 display 就會企咗起身，然後下面就會插唔到㗎啦，下面佢嗰個 display 卡嗰個槽就插唔到落去㗎啦。係啊，所以我唔想實佢咯，淨係扶住佢咯。我意思啊，即係如果我上實佢咧，其實咧，你見到呢度有2個位可以上螺絲啦。其實佢下面仲有2個位，再係 total 有4粒螺絲嘅。最底嗰2粒我係上晒㗎啦，呢粒係第3粒，呢粒我唔可以再上，我再上咗成塊 display 就係企起身㗎啦。所以下面仲有2粒螺絲嘅。我咪就係話盡量由上至下嘅重量係，左至右嘅就係靠呢幾粒螺絲去令到佢唔好左搖右擺咯。其實會斷係左搖右擺啫嘛。如果你上至下係冇嘢嘅，係啊。所以其實啲嘢都會喐噶嘛。佢呢個震動又未去到爛嘅。哦，咁我又呢個 concern 唔大，因為佢唔係淨係一塊鐵片去熬佢，同埋佢下面本身即係佢下面嗰個插座咧，本身咧左右咧係有一個幅度嘅，即係唔係插死㗎，即係唔係鐵片插落2塊鐵片度㗎，而係有一塊膠咁嘅嘢，然後插咗。係啊， 係。哦，你嗰間 L 型即係下面已經攣攣地嗰邊嗰個金屬疲勞啊嘛。哦，嗰度即係你而家我淨係上啲唔上啲嘅嗰塊啊嘛。嗰塊相對於個降水係好好多嘅嗰塊。我扶住㗎咋，我扶住佢左右㗎咋，即係唔好俾佢，因為咧佢會有，其實佢就插咗落條槽度之後咧，條槽係唔會同你左右逼住嗰張卡，令到張卡夾硬垂直㗎，唔會㗎，所以張卡係可以有5度嘅傾斜，左同右係左同右有5度嘅傾斜，而係正常運作嘅。但係我哋唔會咁做㗎嘛。我哋唔會定喺佢傾斜嘅時候運作噶嘛，我哋係會扶翻正佢噶嘛，我只係扶正咗佢啫。所以佢就算有左右嘅搖擺咧，其實佢自己都接受得到嘅。啊，咁當然啦。個問題係我冇 3D printer，我亦都唔識整 3D print 嗰啲嘢啊嘛。係嘅，我喺後邊嗰度整翻條柱出嚟，兜翻住佢啦，頂翻住佢啦。啊，呢個就唔會啦，費鬼事一陣間整，所以個問題就係話揾嚿嘢頂死佢咯。3D print 冇咁容易，冇咁易 burn 啊嘛，大佬啊！問題就係咁啊，係啱啱先整咗佢，上晝先啱整完佢，啱啱先同你打咗鋪機，都唔知佢都唔知佢咩話，都唔知佢咩環境啊，試咗先至慢慢諗呢啲嘢啦。唉，即係學你話齋，短期內冇問題嘅，咁所以我都係會睇。有咩，即係啲人，我要睇啲人點樣解決呢個問題，因為肯定唔止我一個有咁嘅問題。你唔好話3090啦，你3080啊、TI 啊嗰啲一樣，佢哋加咗個水冷之後，咪一樣有成個磚頭咁重，一樣嘅啫嘛。咁嗰啲佢哋都要面對呢個問題啦。哦，啊，會好棒。話先，誒呢個嘢之前2個禮拜喺我公司成日出現喎。你唔記得咗啲咩啊？哦，跟住忽然間又會話啊，我記翻你，我唔記得咗啲咩啦咁樣咯。啊，
What's up, guys? JS2 cards. We're gonna see more dent.
But
I digress. So the easiest way to probably do this is just end, but that's not gonna really matter. Phil lip, so Phil doesn't think I'm.
未查啊，未查嘅哥啦。
Why is the cooler on the bottom of the card and always having to push up? At least when it's in the center of the IC or up. What's up, guys? JS2.
Problem。 vertical。
Mid-tower market also
In.
enough room with this design at fan speed. $50 of which
係咯。好，一年我聽日好似放假咁喎。你講到聽日放假咁喎。嗯。啱啦，早啲瞓啦。收皮。嗯。我明啊，你冇辦法啦。即係例如我有幾次都係啊，即係第一日咧冇事嘅，第一日咧你揈住佢都冇問題嘅。到第二日咧，你啲肌肉痛咧，你嗰啲你啲肌肉啲痛，跟住之後，但係你要繼續嘅時候咧，你淨係攞起嗰個嘢都開始隻手震震地啊，個手臂你 feel 到佢自動手震啊。好，好，拜拜。卡 support 啊 ，supporter 要 support bucket， 卡 supporter 叫做咩 ？graphic card 係 vertical support。哇！vertical support bar 啱啊。問題都係窿窿。爆法咧？單詞記學。 kit。upright GPU kit 啊 ，vertical GPU， 跟住呢 ，compatible with ATX。Horizon， 嗯？喺邊嘅先？呢嚿嘢喺邊嘅先？TB001係咩？RAM 下，即係本身你塊底板M2 horizontal。Glasses panel top blue。Mounting point for 哦，即係我冇用錯，佢真係可以嚟俾你掹風扇。Flow management bar、side drive tray、bottom fan bucket 哦，可以用呢個 bottom fan bucket 去做個底咯。咦，即係呢塊嘢得板嚟嘅喎。掹normal mode 啱嘛？啱啊！ 真係喺呢度基本。I.O. Anti-sat bucket perfectly onto GP。喂，底板要 support 啦嘛？冇 option。係咯，佢個底本身就已經有係唔係？我呢塊係嚟裝黑啲時嘅呢塊。就係嗰個所謂嘅掹用啊，用掹啊嘛。try see。